What's going on? It's TCARP. All right, I'll hang out for just a little bit, but I figured I'd do a live. And lives are kind of hard with YouTube. And I've tried. I'm not very good at it, but I do want to just go ahead and crank them out. Want to talk about what's happening with Greenland and what's happening with tariffs and all that. So coming out, I'm going to try to put together a really nice long video for you guys. And what I'm going to try to do is get that and get some points and why you guys need to pay attention to Greenland and all that. I'm going to try to get that made today. And the whole point is man, like 3 weeks ago, we weren't talking about Greenland at all. It wasn't on any of our radars, and now it is. Like, it's a big deal. Tariffs are coming. February the 1st, tariffs are coming. So you've got, I think, 11 days left for that. If any of this happens, man. So, like, Trump's saying he wants Greenland, and he's saying it's for national security, X and Y, and Greenland's like, hey, or Denmark's like, hey, even if we wanted to sell this, we cannot just sell it. Greenland's got to say okay with it. Greenland's like, no, we don't want to be a part of America. And Trump's like, all right, tariffs for you guys. It's like, it's genuinely really wild. I really want to keep this as middle of the road as I possibly can, because I've got subscribers that are conservative, I've got subscribers that are liberal, and that's okay. But man, like, if you are on the conservative side like me, like, what do you think about this? Do you really think that, man, Trump's just doing the right thing, or are you questioning it? And I'm just being honest with you guys right now. It's like, right now I'm kind of questioning. It's like, do we really need to get in a fight with Greenland, with our allies right now, when, how are we any better than Russia? Like we have this sense of, like, we're this moral people. We have such a higher standard. How are we any more moral than anybody else? And if that's the case, it's like, are we just better because we have a better military? We have a bigger stick? And if that's the case, then it goes back to tribalism. And it's like, he who has, the most force wins. And it's always been that. Now, don't get me wrong. It's always been that. But we've tried to set laws in place so that it doesn't have to be that. And that may be foolish to think that it's any more than that. We're a country that has left the Lord. We've left God. So why in the world should we act like we have any morals? I don't know. I'm genuinely asking. I just don't know anymore. With all that being said, you guys need to pay attention to what's happening in Greenland. Because if this continues, you've got 10% tariffs starting February 1st. June 1st, you're going to have tariffs come along that are in the upwards of the 25%. So that's going to be something. We'll just see what happens with this. But if Europe, plays this whole thing and does this $108 billion retaliatory tariff stuff, if they drop $8 trillion worth of our treasuries, your 401k is going to take a hit. So it's worth paying attention to. Greenland, I'm afraid, cannot be the end of NATO. I mean, bro, it might be. It might be the end of NATO. So that's kind of the thing, is there are 9-10 countries that are like, you just can't do this. And if it is the end of NATO, okay, now you've got, now you've got the U.S. just kind of being its own thing. And if you're a nationalist populist, which I kind of feel like I am, that's okay-ish. But man, like, there's manufacturing stuff that we need here in the U.S. that we get from Europe. Okay? I work for a glasses manufacturing company that most of the stuff it gets is from Europe. Like most of it in China. And, when was the last time you got a pair of glasses, like frames, made in the U.S.? Oakley's about the only ones that I can think of. Unless you guys know of another one that's really made in the U.S. There's going to be some things that take precedent if that's the case. Okay? And you guys got to be ready for it. I just don't know. I just genuinely don't know. But Greenlanders, what they're doing, they're prepping. They are prepping like mad. They're getting, camping supplies, long-term food storage. They're getting all of those things ready. I think there's store owners, and Newark had said that they, all that stuff is just spiking. And, well, I mean, it's just, again, we can't control it. They can't control it. But it's just a reminder to always have that stuff ready. Because, again, 3 weeks ago, we weren't talking about this. And now we are. And now we seem to are. So it's just an interesting thoughts, interesting things. What do you guys think? Do you guys think I'm crazy? I mean, leave in the comments in the live chat, like, what do you guys think about this? And I'll read some comments and talk to you a little bit. Right now I'm going to pick up my youngins. I think, let me see if I can change this. I want to plug this in so that you guys can hear me a little bit better. Hold on one second. I'm going to plug in this, which is, there we go. You should be able to hear me a little bit better without the microphone. So, but, man, I'm just telling you what, just thinking about the days to come. Here in East Tennessee, we have, here in East Tennessee, we're getting ready for a winter. It made it worse. That made it worse. Okay. So, you can't hear me at all? Hold on then. That made it worse. Okay. Hold on. Can you guys hear me better? What about now? Better? Worse? Same? Meh? Good? Bad? Because, anyway. But what I was saying was, here in East Tennessee, better? Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. So here in East Tennessee, we're preparing for like this winter storm that's supposed to hit Saturday. I don't know where you guys are at, but there's a big pocket of moisture coming down from the east, or not from the east, from the south, and then you've got all this cold air coming from the north. And when it comes to East Tennessee, that turns into a big snowstorm. And they're talking about, ice in Atlanta and stuff like that. It's like, yes, they're already in a state of emergency. Where are you at? Where are they saying it's a state of emergency at? Because they haven't really said that here yet. They're really downplaying it, or trying to. But as I'm driving and it's Wednesday, they're salting the roads. Oklahoma, yes. Yes. Is that Mike? So, yeah, Mike, it's going to be definitely it's definitely going to be bad. Yeah, I was about to say, I was like, I think it's Mike. But Mike, man, it's going to be bad, bro. I've already got I've got my prepping stuff. It's funny, 4Patriots is supposed to send me like a new, like a whole new kit, which is going to be cool. I'll show you that, and I'll do that on camera with you. But I've already got like my solar power generator set up. I've got my Big Buddy heaters. Like, I've actually had friends and family text me like, hey, what do I need to prepare for this? So this is something that people are preparing for, and they do have in their mind. And I would say for you guys, is like, have a way to stay warm without electricity. Those Mr. Buddy heaters, or those Big Buddy heaters, are awesome for that. They're great. If you don't have one of those, basically get in a room and stay in that one room. Get the whole family kind of huddled up and get y'all's body heat kind of radiating off that. Blankets, obviously, things of that nature. If you do have propane stuff, make sure you don't use it indoors. You get that that carbon dioxide out of there. That'll kill you. So please, please, please don't have that. Let me see here. What'd you say? We run on propane and have the generators, good stuff, ready and extra fuel. That's perfect. That's perfect. But I want people to, understand, like, let's say they have these camp stoves and they use it indoors. I really don't like the idea of using a camp stove indoors just because it creates that carbon dioxide. Oh, if you are, open a window or use it outside, cook your meals, and then bring it inside. Just because of that carbon dioxide, it'll kill you. It's bad stuff. Have a way to cook, have a way to heat yourself without electricity, and honestly, man, just stay indoors. I say stay indoors, like, don't get out on the roads. Don't do that. Go out and play in the snow, have fun. The fun thing is let's say the power does go out. If you're worried about stuff in the refrigerator spoiling, go get you some ice and put it out in the cooler outside. You'll be fine. So don't stress about that. Hey brother, what are you up to? But that's what I would recommend doing. If you've got a fireplace, go ahead. It's Wednesday. Go ahead and get you some firewood. Go ahead and get your bread and milk today. Don't be crazy about it. You're not going to be snowed in all, for 2 weeks. Get you a couple days worth. But from what I'm seeing, this storm is going to be, at least where I'm at, a mixture of snow and ice. And that's kind of the really crappy part, is that ice stuff is going to be rough. I don't think we're going to get 20 inches of snow like some models are saying. That's a joke. But I do think a few inches of snow, maybe 5 to 6 with ice, that's going to be really wild. Ours hits Friday morning, and they are saying over 100 hours below freezing. I believe that, because it's supposed to be Monday and Tuesday. It's supposed to be 10-15 degrees here in East Tennessee. So it's going to be a rough one. It's definitely going to be rough for everybody. Have the people, I've got my mother and father-in-law, they're flying in from, they went to Bon Air. We're actually staying at their house right now. But they're supposed to be flying in from Miami to McGee Tyson Airport here at Knoxville, and they're supposed to be doing that Saturday night. I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see. We'll see about that. We'll absolutely see. But I want to get that Greenland video made for you guys. I've literally been trying to work on it all day. I tried to upload it, and the sound is completely off. I'm using this captions app to try to help me with the script. It says I'm going to do updates as it hits here. Yes, I think that's a good idea, Mike. It'd be fun to kind of collaborate with that. But like I said, I want to make that Greenland video. I use this editing software called Captions, And I'll tell you what, like, it is frustrating, to say the least, when you make a video and that video is absolutely, like, it gets this, it's good for videos about 4 to 5 minutes long, but after that the sound just gets so jacked up, and I'll be saying something and it'll be like way off, and it's frustrating. But it's good when I have a good, like, long video that I want to hit points with, that I want to be precise with, that I can kind of read a script, and say things and be clear and concise, and not like all over myself. But we'll see what happens there. Other than that, guys, I hope everybody's doing well. I know silver's up through the daggum roof. Silver's up to like 90-something%, or 90%, excuse me, $90. That's wild. I mean, I just think all of this is definitely something to be just pretty insane to think about. Just wild. My thing is, just don't wait till like Friday to go get gas. Don't wait. Today is my prep day. I'm going to go to storage, make sure I've got everything that I need, make sure I've got the big buddy, and just things like that. So, but anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. Love you guys. Gonna try to make this video while I'm in the parking lot, in line to go get my kiddo. Thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes. Y'all are awesome. Be good. Love y'all. Please like, subscribe.